What's good, Illumineers, my Lorcana fam out there? AZ Aquaman here with another video for you guys. So for today's video is video number 2 for this week. Like I said before, we are on set championship season again, and it just goes by so quick. So a few days ago, I did my deck profile on my red fossa, and like I said before, that usually on set championship season, I'll do a few deck profiles on, I think, what decks I am willing to bring or I am bringing, and I think that will do well. So this is the next deck profile for this week. And that was Tuesday, we did red fossa. For today, we're gonna be diving into the bread and butter for me here. It's my go-to deck, Amber Steel, Steel Fossa, aka Mufasa and the squad. So I'll run through this deck profile real quick. All right, for our 1-drop, pretty standard for, I guess, any Amber Steel decks right now, whether it's Mufasa or Steel Song. We've got our Cinderella, and then Daisy Duck for our other turn 1 drop here. Pretty standard stuff. I prefer to still use Cindy as my turn 1 drop, but against slower decks, I tend to try to mulligan for Daisy. Next on our list, we got our 2 drops. For Mr. Shmeez, pretty standard 2-drop there. And then our other 2-drop split here, we have 2 Calhouns, and then 2 Helga St. Clair. There's plenty of evasives running around right now, so she does help with that. And also Discard Diablo is out and about right now. And just them hitting your songs with their turn 2 Ursula doesn't seem as bad against the Diablo when you play Helga turn 2, because she can challenge and wipe out the Diablo. Our next 2 drops here, 3 Piglets, and then we're running 3 Docks for our other draw engines. Oh, we forgot the 2 drops. 2 more 2 drops, 2 Lilos, just for some Ruby matchups like, Ruby Amethyst, because she does help out with B preps. Against B preps, I guess. So. All right, 3 drops. 4 Docks. I run 4 because he is good on turn 3, especially if you're on the play. You're able to cheat out your 5 drops 1 turn early to go to turn 4, so that's very helpful. We're still running the 4 Petes because Steel Song is running around as well, and Pete does help with that. Also helps with Emerald Steel discards, stopping them a turn for singing that double singing Ursula. And then I'm still at 4 Lawrence. Everyone knows Lawrence. And then for our song package, standard 4 Strength. And then 3 Einstrom Zat Oof. So, glare going on there. Yeah, there you go. And then 3 Storm. So that is our turn 3. On to the 4-drop, you guys already know. Amber Steel, you have to play 4 Rapunzels. Everyone knows Rapunzel. I don't need to do any explanations on it. I'll shuffle this up real quick. Okay, on to the 5 drops. Of course, the man himself, Big Daddy Mufasa. We are 4, still running 4 Mufasa. I'm gonna keep running Mufasa. Hopefully he gets a reprint. Then we run in 3 Beasts, for another source of draw. Like I said before with Doc, it's Doc on the play. It feels really good to cheat these characters out on turn 4. And another character that goes along with that is playing Bagheera. Turn 4 is nice. So that is our 5 drops there. I'm sure you guys, actually I'm pretty sure like 90% of the community saw the leaks. So, I mean, it's still a little bit till the, you know, the rotation. But all I can say is if Mufasa gets a reprint and he gets an awesome art and a full art, I'm gonna pee my pants. So yeah, other than that, I'm hoping maybe he will. If not, I guess we won't be playing Mufasa in standard for a while. We have blue Mufasa still, so hopefully I'll make something out of that one. And last but not least, triple Tinkerbell as our biggest drop in this deck. 6 drop Tinkerbell. On the occasion, I'll be able to drop her at 5 if Doc lives long enough. Very good defensive cards. So that is my Steel Mufasa deck, Mufasa and the squad. So I'll shuffle this and I'll just do a run through on a Mulligan here. I'll do 3 more shuffles and hopefully it's shuffled enough. 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more for the road. All right. Now 1 more. There you go. All right. We'll cut this. Mulligan. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like it didn't get too, I mean, no, it's fine. So right here, right off the bat, if I'm going in blind, this is definitely a keeper. I'm gonna put this back because we do run like 2 other copies and then we still also have Rapunzel, so I don't want to get this stuck in my hand too early. So I'm tempted to keep, if I was going first, I would be tempted to keep this, but I didn't see any songs, so we're not really, yeah, we don't really have anything going on here. So, and then especially if we're throwing back 3 5 drops, it's less chance for Doc to see that 5 drop action. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep Cindy and I'm gonna put back everything else. So we're gonna put back 6. 1, ooh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shuffle this up. So we got that Daisy. So if I knew what my matchup was, I would, if it was a slow, against a slow deck, I would definitely play the Daisy instead. So here we go. All right, so we're going first. What we're gonna do here is we've got a turn 1 Cindy into a Storm if they have any character. And then depending on what we draw from Storm or in our draw phase, we'll see what our solid 2 drop is. But I think we're gonna ink the Mufasa and then play the Cindy. And then I'll pass turn and then we draw again. Oops. We got the Calhoun, that's actually good. At this point, if we're going against a slower deck, I'll opt to probably ink the Cindy and then play play the Piglet next. But if we're playing against any other decks, I guess, for me, I would ink the Piglet and then play the Calhoun. But let's see what we get first. So before you do any of that, what you guys want to do is, if they have a character on board, you might want to Einstrom Zeet Ufit. If you want, like, it'll depend on the matchup, because sometimes I'll have this if I'm playing against like Amethyst, knowing like their clapback with Fox isn't even worth losing Cindy. Sometimes I won't even use Storm. I'll just keep it here, play a card, and then just pass turn. But let's just say, just for the heck of it, Einstrom Zeit Oof, one of their characters. So we draw a card. Oh my goodness, we got a bunch of uninkables. At this point, I would probably ink the Cindy and then play the Calhoun, and then I'll pass. And then our following turn, let's see, we draw a card. We got the Lilo. I mean, depending on the matchup, really. If you're playing against Steel, I probably would suggest not to play the Piglet, because it's probably gonna get shot down instantly. So at this point, if they have anything, I'll probably Storm their character, see what I get. We got a Rapunzel, that's good. We got a draw engine, so that's good. And then now we're just gonna do probably ink the Piglet. And so this is sometimes where I get stuck with, where I want to go wide. We did grab a bunch of our uninkables already. So for me, my thought process is probably just do either these two and then call it, because it would suck if we drew into another uninkable, because some people would probably want to go wide and do Lilo and a Daisy for 3. But to me, it kind of doesn't make sense, because Lilo quests just as much as Daisy. So I don't know why you would do that. So I would just pay the 2 and then put the double Daisy down, and then either clap something with Calhoun or do whatever you need to do. But I would keep an inkable character or card in hand, because if they give you a Rapunzel play, at least now you have an ink for that Rapunzel play, and then you pass turn. So yeah, so just be mindful of that, guys, because I see it a lot. Like, I've seen that happen a handful of times. Well, they'll have that 3 and then be like, oh, so for my turn 3 turn, I'll do a Lilo, and then I'm just like, now you have the only inkable you have is Rapunzel. And if you're just having a terrible luck and drew into another uninkable, that sucks. Now you can't play Rapunzel next turn. So, but yeah, to me, just to be safe, I would just pay 2 and do the double Daisy and keep an inkable character in hand. So if they give you the Rapunzel play, now you have an inkable character, and then you can do a Rapunzel play. All right, so let's say it's our turn again. We draw. We did get an ink. So this is really good. We have 4 characters on board at turn 4. More than likely, we're gonna be able to snipe basically anything. So let's just say we sing with Cindy and do 4 damage to something. And then me personally, still early in the game, I probably won't challenge the character. If the character has 3 strength, I won't trade with Calhoun, especially if it's early in the game. What I would do is we need more gas in hand, so I would probably just challenge with Daisy first, ink the Calhoun, play Rapunzel, heal 3 damage. Now we draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, that's not too bad, actually. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then in this case, now you can clap back with Calhoun, gain our 2 lures, and then now we're just questing. We got big bodies on board. We'll probably get clapped back here, but yeah. So our turn here, let's just say our daisies die, I guess. Or they leave a daisy and then or Cindy. We'll do that. Draw. More than likely that's what's gonna happen because yeah, see, we just drew into a song. But some people just want to kill daisies, which is fine by me because they were leaving a singer. Shoot, at this point, I think what I'll do, I mean, like I said, it really depends on the situation. If you need to get rid of a character, let's say an evasive character, I mean, it's still early in the game. Depending on the situation, you can either go Lilo to Beast and then Sing to do 3 damage if you need to get rid of something. Or your other line of play you can do, which it could be sketched out because he's your only line of draw. What you can do is double that up, don't use the skill, and then do 4 damage to something. If that one's the more riskier play in my opinion. But I think for me, I would probably just ink the Lilo and then play the Beast for 5. And then if they're going to 5, might as well just either quest out, or like I said, if you got to get rid of a character you need to get rid of, sing it with Rapunzel, and then now you have a Doc in hand to play around with. So let's see our next hand. And hell yeah, St. Clair. So like, do you guys see like some of the lines you can do? It gets going, it just keeps revving up. So it's like, let's just say you use Rapunzel, or I'll play this first. If we want to get rid of something with 4 strength or 4 willpower, sing with Rapunzel. Or even, let's just say we damage Beast on board, so that's why we only drew 1 card. But yeah, so you know, sing it with Rapunzel, hit something, and you know, Beast could be a 7. He can run into something if you need to. But then now you could do Doc for 2. We'll draw 2 more cards, and then now you have Daisy for 1. Yeah, now it's just, it gets going. That's the one thing I'm gonna tell you guys not to do is like that play with the Calhoun. Anytime you guys have an opportunity, unless certain scenarios and instances where you guys are like really behind, don't do it. But like early in a game like that, I don't think you should be trying to steal lures right off the bat with Calhoun. What you need to do is you need to get like a good board setup and like a good hand presence. So that's what I was saying with like early on in the game. If you have a Rapunzel play and you want to get max value, try to get the max value off that Rapunzel play instead of like trading your Calhoun with something and gaining the 2 lure. That would be my biggest take on that, is to make sure you have gas. Because the moment you run out of gas and steam, especially if you're playing against good players, they tend to do really well to try to just play around your Rapunzel the best they can, and then they just kind of slow you down a bit. So yeah, when you have the Rapunzel play, in my opinion, take the play if you have it. So yeah, that's basic Mulligan, and then some of the lines that I would do. So all right, well, hopefully that helped some of you guys. We did draw into a lot of uninkables, but that'll happen. That's TCG for you. So anyways, that is the deck profile for the Steel Fossa that I would bring in a set champ. I'm probably going to 2 set championships at least, and I know 100% for a fact that I will be bringing my Steel Fossa to one of them. But anyways, guys, if you got questions, feedbacks, comments, just hit them down below. It's always nice like chatting with you guys in the comments on like ideas and suggestions and all that stuff. It's always fun. Anyways, that's it for the video. If you guys like my content, like my videos, please like and subscribe. It does help the channel out big time. And For you guys that are going to the set championships this weekend, good luck to you all. Try to get and win that playmat. I know I'm going to try to get mine. So till next time, peace.